You're back.
See, I'm real.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Hello.
Hello.
It's port again.
We're doing port. I think we'll just draft you in whenever we do port. 1970 Graham's. This is an old friend to me, as you are.
Can I introduce a point, one of many?
Mm.
Is it Graham or Graham's?
It's Graham.
And that's the thing. So the great classic vintage ports, of which there is always a British and usually Scottish name.
Yeah.
It's usually Dow's,
It's the single, yeah.
Graham's,
But it's
and then it changed.
But no,
So in
it's,
older
it's,
bottles,
no,
there
it's,
is the possessive apostrophe.
yes, but when did
But
it?
but is it technically Graham?
No, it's
or
Graham.
Graham's?
No, it's Graham.
It's Graham.
It's Graham and Dow and War
Yeah.
and Coburn.
So it's not.
No, but it's the possessive,
Indeed.
and that's what it is. So on the bottle, as you can see, W&J Graham,
And that's the
And
lovely
Co.
old sort of 70s
Yeah.
ones. And you often
And
find
then-
that on British bottlers as well.
and then if you look at that one, it's got the apostrophe.
See, so it's
So-
now Graham's,
Yes.
but historically, but you know,
But it's
technically,
Graham's.
it's the vintage
six,
port
yeah.
of Graham.
Yes.
So it's Graham's.
Yes.
Grammar aside,
Grammar aside.
let's put our nose in the
Hi.
glass. Hi.
Lovely to see you. We're doing.
So we opened this last night.
Yes, we did.
At about 3 o'clock, I think 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, so this has been. It's what now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nudging 21 hours open.
So what you can often do is, like, you know, because this is 50-year-old, which is when port starts to get really mature. What you can do is, you know, uncork it the night before and
Yep.
then decant it the next morning.
Yep.
And then you're usually sure by the time you come to it in the evening after the meal, it will pretty much be open.
Yeah, I mean, do be careful with old ports though, because you have the younger the port, the longer it needs, and the older the port, the shorter time that you need it to be opened. So something like this, which is now 50 odd years old, I think 5, 6, 7 hours
Yeah.
is a good sort of amount of time.
Yeah.
Anything getting older than that, you need to shrink that time down a bit. And so when you're looking at things that are maybe a century old or older, a lot of them could just be open and pour.
Yeah.
Whereas younger stuff, you might need to have them open for a day and a half to get them drinkable.
Yeah, and
So-
also, you know, these ports as they age will throw a lot of sediment.
Yes.
So it's always good to stand it upright,
Yeah.
at least 24 hours in advance, just so you can decant it with, you know, through as little filtering as possible,
Yeah.
so it's lovely and fresh.
Yeah, you were talking to me about this, and it's sort of your
there
port
was-
forum,
so
and
there
they're
was-
saying don't filter, don't.
Well, there was a decanting experiment, and we did steel funnel, and then steel funnel with bleached coffee filter, unbleached coffee filter, sterile gauze, all of that.
Yeah.
The general conclusion is the least amount of filtering, the better.
Yeah.
But it's not going to ruin the wine.
No.
So, but like ideally, the ideal situation is even if you compromise a bit of the bottle, just like completely freehand,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
no
yeah.
funnel, no nothing,
Yeah.
straight into the glass.
And you can
But-
do that if you're careful and you do stand it up. That's what I generally do.
Yeah.
I very rarely will filter anything. But you do lose probably the best part of an inch at the bottom of a bottle.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that isn't telling them about this wine. This is an old friend of mine. I've tried this wine on numerous occasions throughout the past couple of decades. It's probably the port that I know the best, and I really, really love it.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite ports of all time.
70 as a vintage it's often called the connoisseur's vintage because it doesn't have the sort of market hype at the time, and
That
still does
77s
the
and
63s do, and to some extent overshadowed by 70 because then 66 was declared, which is arguably better than 70.
Yeah.
But 70 was overshadowed. However, now they are absolutely stupendous,
Yeah.
really elegant,
Yeah.
really aromatically
Yeah.
vibrant.
This
and the
has
Graham's
that.
is like the standard bearer for that.
Yeah.
Because it's just consistently excellent. What I always think about Old Graham's, especially because it has immediacy of fruit and actually extra sugar.
Yes.
Which means, not as much of or less of the sugar has been fortified into alcohol, and then a little bit more spirit put in the end to get it at the consistent port level of 20% alcohol. It also has this maraschino cherry vibe.
Yeah.
So it's maraschino cherry,
Yeah.
it's polished strawberries, it's bright plump.
You polish your strawberries?
Is
this what you're doing in Chelsea now?
With furniture polish. And then I go, and then put a bit of silk cloth over it. And then it always has this vibrant, violety wonderfulness. Don't laugh. That's how I live my life. We're all entitled.
I mean, in Chelsea particularly.
Yes, indeed.
So,
So yeah, when a port is polished, I mean that I get furniture polish.
yeah.
out and mix it
I know
with the wine.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is what I've always liked about this wine is the fact that it just keeps giving.
Yeah.
No matter what age you've got it at, it just keeps on giving new things.
It doesn't.
You
It
know?
doesn't seem to have closed down.
No, as it's getting older, you're starting to feel those sort of more your polish, those sort of
Yeah.
mahogany sideboardy things
Yes,
coming
mahogany.
through.
It's a rosewood sewing table. You know, it's
Yes.
it's a burr walnut traveling
Yes.
case. It's
Yes.
just marvelous
Yeah, right.
and high quality, but bijou. You know, it's not an overbearing serpent front sideboard. It's a lovely commode.
In all of these videos that we've done with him over the years, do you actually understand what the hell he's talking about half the time? No, me neither.
And neither do I.
Anyway, but it's starting to get old. You're
It's
getting
a
more
marble
raisinous.
fireplace now.
It's raisinous, and you're getting all of these dried fruits
'Cause
just
in
coming
youth-
through cranberries and things like that.
Cranberry, because in youth it would have been just like overbearing cinnamon pepper, which is like the 95 grain is now. And I think that will definitely approach this, perhaps not with quite the cleanliness that the 70 has.
95 graham?
85.
85.
So 85 graham is now just a massive cinnamon bun
Yeah.
of wonderfulness with some cherries. Not quite maraschino, but definitely in the cocktail.
The palate here has been open for so long, it started to thin out a bit. So you can see how this is going to be in another decade, two decades time.
It's TARDIS.
It's got this lovely sort of very fine, drier all I can get is polished furniture in my head now, thanks to you. But it is that, and it's twiggy, and there's sort of gentle dust, and
it's gonna get twiggier, it's gonna get finer.
Yeah.
But as with all the 70s and this one in particular, it's just incredibly like deft.
Yes.
It just has a lovely like fine touch to it.
Yeah.
And that will continue as it ages gracefully in bottle.
Anyway, that's that port. We're gonna do another one now.
Okay.
We're going back 99 years.
I'm gonna blow my nose first.
Good.
Bye.
Bye.